What a weekend of Premier League football we've just seen. And I want to talk about Arsenal and I want to talk about City. Liverpool at the moment, the best team in the league, the team to beat, the top of the Champions League. They're in the League Cup quarterfinals and they're 8 points clear of Manchester City. And I've just dropped a video saying that the title race is over for Manchester City. I dropped that earlier today, so make sure you go and check that out. But I don't think the title race is over for Arsenal. And let me explain to you why. Arsenal this season have played Newcastle away, Chelsea away, City away, Spurs away, Villa away. And we're only 12 game weeks in. They've also played Brighton. And they've also played another tough game. I think it was Newcastle away. So we're sitting here 12 game weeks and 50% of those Arsenal games have been, I think it's fair to say, incredibly tough fixtures. Right? City at the moment are in an absolute crisis. They've lost 5 in a row, and I think Liverpool beat them this weekend. I think that puts them out of the title race. Make sure you drop a like and make sure you have subscribed. But I do think Arsenal fans should still believe that their team have what it takes to close this gap, because you just played a tough opponent in Nottingham Forest. The same Forest side that turned up to the Anfield and beat Liverpool, right? Arsenal have just blown them away. You got Martin Odegaard back. Arsenal this season have suffered with red cards, injuries, fitness concerns on certain players. But I just think there's a lot higher chance of them closing the gap on Liverpool than there is Man City. This weekend, if Liverpool draw to City and Arsenal go out there and beat West Ham, the gap goes from, if that draws, it'll be 9 points, it'll be 10 points, and then if Arsenal win, it will go down to 8. Then Liverpool play Newcastle away coming up. If they draw that or lose that, Arsenal play Fulham away. It's going to take basically perfection for the remainder of the season from Arsenal. Liverpool have won 10 of their opening 12 Premier League games. Arsenal have won 6. They have got some tough games coming up. Arsenal, Sporting Lisbon is not going to be easy. But you have to believe you've got what it takes. Fulham away. Everton at home. Palace away. Ipswich Town at home. Brentford away. That's a comfortable run of fixtures throughout December for Arsenal. In that time, Man City played Liverpool. Man City have got Forest, Palace. I think they've got Man United as well in there. Arsenal, of course, have United at the Emirates. But where I do question Arsenal, I don't think they've got a problem when it comes to playing the top 6 sides. They've drawn against City this season. They've drawn against Liverpool. They've beaten Spurs. They've drawn with Chelsea. They will pick up a lot of points against the big 6. It's when they play the lower end opposition of Premier League. Like last season, they lost to West Ham in the League Cup and in the league. They lost to Fulham and drew with Fulham. These are the sort of games where on paper, they look, I guess you could say more straightforward, easier games on paper. However, they are, not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination, If you look at Liverpool's next 10 Premier League games and you look at City's next 10 Premier League games and you look at Arsenal's next 10 Premier League games, so Liverpool will start off with them. In the league, they've got Manchester City, Newcastle away, Everton away, Fulham at home, Tottenham away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, Man United at home, and Nottingham Forest away. That isn't an easiest run of games. Of course, Liverpool so far have got past every single question that's been thrown their way. They've got past every hindrance of doubt from any rival fans that they are in a Premier League title race. And, they showed real grit, real determination. They showed a winning mentality to come from behind against Southampton 2-1 and around the 60th minute. And Mohamed Salah, gets his 22nd goal contribution of the season. It is somewhat difficult to look at if you're an Arsenal fan right now to know how you're going to stop Liverpool. But I do think they will drop points somewhere. And Arsenal just have to focus on themselves and keep winning games. They've got if we look at their next 10 Premier League games, Arsenal, West Ham away, Man United at home, Fulham away, Everton at home. So we start with the first three. I think they beat West Ham. I think they beat Man United. Fulham away is where I raise a question mark because they do have... I just got a feeling Fulham put up more of a fight, but Arsenal could quite easily go there and score 3. West Ham at the moment are in the absolute pits and can't win games to save their life. Tottenham absolutely destroyed them 4-1, so I do expect Arsenal to go out there and win that game. Manchester United, I still think they beat. Ruben Amorim has got one hell of a job on his hands. He's a very talented coach. He's a very good manager, but I still think Arsenal go and get the job done there. Fulham away, like I said, tough game. Then after that, the next 10 for Arsenal are pretty much, this is where you can catch up to Liverpool. They've then got Everton at the Emirates, Palace away, Ipswich at the Emirates, Brentford away, Brighton away, Tottenham at the Emirates, Villa at the Emirates, Wolves away, Manchester City at the Emirates, Leicester away, West Ham at the Emirates, and Forest away. That is when you will see if Arsenal have what it takes to win this Premier League. I'm not writing them off. I am, however, writing Manchester City off because they are in a crisis right now. They're not scoring goals. They're not keeping clean sheets. Their last 5 games has been an aggregate scoreline of 14 against 4. Arsenal have come out their other side of their bad spell where Martin Odegaard's picked up an injury. And like I said, they've played Newcastle, Villa, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all away. And they've also played Liverpool at home. If they can go to Anfield and beat Liverpool, that will show if they've got what it takes. I'm not sure when that fixture is. I think that fixture's in March. But look, they're also in the League Cup quarterfinals, just like Liverpool are. The game against Sporting is absolutely massive for their Champions League hopes. They're currently sitting 12th. If they do not beat Sporting and Leverkusen and Juventus and City and Atalanta and Dortmund and Barca all pick up points around them, they could drop down even lower and be, anything between... they could drop as low as 19th, I think. So they have to go to Sporting, who have won 3 out of their first 4 games and drawn 1. The same Sporting that put 4 goals past Manchester City. The same Sporting that Victor Gyökeres right now is on absolute fire. He really is performing. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen in terms of that Champions League game. But I do think Arsenal should have some belief, they should have some confidence, they should have some hope still that they can draw this points gap back to Liverpool. And one thing that's going to be so important for both Liverpool, City, and of course Arsenal is the January transfer window. Arsenal have been heavily linked to Alexander Isak, to Victor Gyökeres, to this player, to that player, to Benjamin Sesko, Nico Williams. If they go out and bring in an attacker, if they go out and bring a striker in January, that will give Arsenal massive boost going into the games. Like if they brought in an Alexander Isak right now, of course they play tonight against West Ham. If they go and do that, I think that's a game changer. But then you could say the same as well. If Liverpool go and bring in a left-back and a midfielder, if City go and bring in a defender and a midfielder, the January transfer window is so important when it comes down to this Premier League title race. There's no international break now until March. FA Cup starts in January. Fixtures are coming thick and fast. I think Chelsea have got something like 11 games in December. Liverpool have, of course, got 9 or 10. Arsenal have got 9 or 10. But the January transfer window is when a team goes into the market, like, for instance, whoever this new director of football is going to be for Arsenal, if it's Luis Campos, then I'd really do back Arsenal to go out. If they can appoint him before January and he can go out there and identify his targets early, and it's only a couple of months away now. We're only, 5 or 6 days left of November? What is it today? The 25th? So we've only got 5 days left of this month, and then we are in the festival period where you've got 2 or 3 games a week. So if Arsenal if we're in January and they're still 6 or 7 points behind Liverpool, knowing that they have to play Liverpool, and Man City have to play Liverpool again, I do think they should have hope and belief that they can draw this points gap back. It's not 15 or 16 points at the moment. It is 8 above City, who are in a crisis. And like I said, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're praying that City and Liverpool draw this weekend, or you're praying that maybe City beat Liverpool so they can put more pressure on them, and then Arsenal beat West Ham. All of a sudden, you know, that's a massive following week. Liverpool going away to St James's Park. Let's say Liverpool hypothetically lost that, and then Arsenal beat Fulham. That points gap goes from maybe 8 to 3 or 4. And then we're sitting here thinking, well, hang on, all of a sudden. But then it could go the other way. If Liverpool go and beat City and then go and beat Newcastle away, we could be sitting here saying that they're still 11 points clear of City and about 8 or 9 points clear of Arsenal, 13 or 14 games in. But look, it's a long way to go for all sides. I do think you can, to a degree, write City off if they lose this weekend, but I don't think you can write Arsenal off just yet. Knowing the fact that City have still got to play Spurs away, Liverpool away, Man United away, Villa away, Chelsea at home. They've still got a lot of tough games, whereas Arsenal have got a lot of those tough games out the way. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you have dropped a like on the video. Make sure you have subscribed, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.